we're coming down to the end of the season. This is where your expectations were at the beginning of the season, where you are right now, with 2 games left.
Maybe. Expectations at the beginning of the season is always difficult. A lot happens in the season of MLS. You have a chance in the summer to completely restructure your roster. You have multiple competitions. You have congested schedules, a plethora of games, and all of that has happened to LAFC throughout this season, like it has in the first 3 seasons. So it's never easy to predict what's going to happen. But generally speaking, the expectations of LAFC are to win and to be competitive in every competition we play in, and I think we've managed to do that. And now, if we're focusing on the MLS regular season, yes, we're in a spot to at least be competitive to try to finish first in our division. But we're obviously dependent on the other teams too.
The game that you're visiting this weekend, Austin, is that going to be a tough one to beat, right?
Yes, Austin is a very good team. They're in the playoffs, so also having a very bright season. I think they're quite effective with their style of play. They're very consistent with their style of play. They're committed to that, which is always difficult to break down, especially in Austin. Thankfully we're in October and not in August, but it's generally speaking a very difficult place to play. And from our perspective, every team gives LAFC their best shot, and we expect the very same from Austin.
Ever since Sang Hyun-min came into the team basically has been exploded, 6 wins in a row. Does that has taken a toll on you guys, like an effect since his arrival?
Positively, yeah, of course. We are playing well, we're winning games, and this is the spot you want to be in at this stage of the season. And we're trying to still improve and work on our deficiencies while maintaining a positive run.
And I know there's a lot of games to be played, but we know that this is your last season. Would you love to leave lifting up that MLS trophy?
Yes, absolutely. That would be ideal for everyone involved. Our entire club is committed from A to Z. Everybody who works for LAFC is committed to winning, is committed to create an environment that is conducive to winning, and we're always trying to get better as well. So it would make me very happy for everyone here at LAFC.
All right, we'll move to take questions online. Josh Gross, go ahead.
Thank you. Steve, Austin, as you said, is a playoff team. It's the first one that we are facing here in the stretch. 6 teams you faced right at the line or underneath the line. So do you expect an elevated sense of competition? You've had teams sort of just sit back at you. You're on the road now. You're playing a better team. Do you expect them to come out and attack you as opposed to sit back?
It's possible. Austin has been consistent in doing everything, committed and quite compact. They're either stepping together or they're dropping together, and I expect both. What phase of the game they do what, we're not sure, but we will prepare our group to have solutions for whatever Austin is doing. But yeah, like I said, it's a playoff team. It's a team who has shown their effectiveness all season long. They don't need many chances, and they feel comfortable defending a deeper block, and they're also difficult to break down. So it's going to be a tough game. Should be close, but we are going to win. We are going there to win, I should say, and those are always our expectations.
Sure. Is there a player with Austin? Owen Wolff seems to have stepped up his game this season. Is there anyone you need to sort of focus on defensively?
It's also, I think it's a team that attacks as a collective. I think they're pretty good. I think Bukhari on the right is always busy. They're missing Uzuni, which is an important player for them, but it's plenty of players up top with Rubio, Wolff, as you mentioned, Pereira in midfield. I think they've Salovic. There's plenty of players that can hurt you. Gallagher has been bright of setting up his teammates, so plenty of players out there that we need to be aware of. But I think it's more of a collective attack than it is individual.
And considering the circumstances of the rescheduling and what happened in July, do you have any recollections, feelings around the postponement, what that day was like for you and your team, and obviously the community that you were in before you had to leave?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I actually did read through a report that I always write prior to matches then. Had to throw it away because things have completely changed for both squads since then. But yeah, I think it was not an easy time in Texas for sure. But, you know, like everybody else at that time, we were just hoping that everybody was okay and trying to get out of there safe and sound.
Yeah, and lastly for me, coming off the Wednesday match, everybody is available that you had, or are there some injuries or rotation, rest issues? How do you see the squad that you have available for you?
Everybody is available. We have no issues other than our 4 national team players who are still away.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we'll go to Jim Alexander and finish with Daniel Olea.
Hey, Coach, Jim Alexander here. Obviously, the team's been on a major roll, picking up 3 points after 3 points, but you mentioned some deficiencies and potential concerns. Are there any deficiencies or concerns you see with the team, especially when you're on a roll? It's sort of tougher to nitpick things you aren't doing well. But is there anything noticeable that you see that you'd like the team to improve on before the playoffs?
Yeah, I actually think it's easier to find flaws when you're winning, and it's easier to speak about them. I think there's a great learning moments. After positive feelings and confidence won from results, my experiences have shown me players are more open to critique than they are when you lose. And so we are definitely using these weeks to, you know, really hammer out any wrinkles that we still have. And to be more specific, I think, you know, our ability to play out of pressure when teams are in a very compact block, whether that's up higher or lower. You know, our positioning, our focus on the type and quality of our pass, and our decision making as far as attacking spaces and opening up spaces. It's a very detail-oriented work that we are, you know, currently finding ourselves in. But we're also making headway, and so that's good. That's great news. You know, it's the way we like to see things is we are constantly trying to improve and grow and get better, even after winning 6 games in a row.
And quickly on that, do you think these will be kind of easy things that to iron out and you know, take care of these concerns that you might have?
That would be a question for the players. I think we have the capability to do that. We have not a lot of time. I think that is the hardest obstacle, or the biggest obstacle we have, is we don't have much time on the training field due to loading issues and all of the games and makeup games. So I think that's our biggest challenge, is making sure we are working effectively. But as you know, starting next week, we should have plenty of time to work on these details.
Thanks, Coach. Go get them in Texas.
Thank you.
Daniel?
Hey Steve, thank you for your time. The team is still like very close to reach the first position on the division. When you see in Austin FSC as a rival, what do you see like from a player like India Sanchez that shows a lot of qualities in LAFC that can bring to that team? And if those qualities have been missing in certain part of the season this year?
No. I think Igor Jesus played a very important role for us this year and stepped in nicely to fill in that 6th role. Since Igor's injury, Mathieu Choinier has done incredibly well for us. So I think we've managed to cover that position extremely well. Is Ilya a great player? Yes, he is. Was he an important personality and player for us? Of course he was. But it's the nature of our business is to move on, and everybody, including the person speaking right now, is replaceable and will eventually be replaced. And so that's just kind of how you work in this world of football. and we're accepting of that, and we move on. But yes, it's always nice to see Ilie. Looking forward to it. This will be our second time in Austin this year to be able to see him, so a little added bonus.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.